All right, that's going. Come on.
What's going on, people? Welcome.
Instagram always takes like 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, I don't do
There we go.
Instagram live much.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Fascar Pit Stop. We got a little guest on the show today. We got Uncle Chuck, Charles. We're gonna.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, we're gonna talk some racing. We're gonna talk some Darlington throwback. We're gonna talk some North Wilkesboro. What do you say? You want to get into it?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, dude. I'm gonna roll that intro.
Let's do it.
God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
Still down there. Still down there.
Still outside corner, you're number one.
Was out. Hell was out. Manager just about out-wrecked him. And then she busted her ass.
Damn,
What
I
up?
don't know if I've ever been around for the start of the show. I got my blood pumping. That's a good intro right there, buddy.
Thanks, man. That's all personal captured footage from all the races we've been to.
Yeah, it looks like
Especially that Logano. Like, fuck Logano, but
I was like, hold on a second. Wait a minute.
we'll have to get a better one next time we get VIP and we're down there.
Hey, man, maybe at Charlotte when Denny's doing a burnout, we can add that. You guys can add that in there. Who knows?
When Kyle's doing a burnout?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we got the best rivalry on the show now. We got a Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin fan going at it.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good.
What up, Pit Daddy?
What's up, Pittman? How we doing, brother?
Andrew, what's up, buddy? I saw you were at Darlington. You had VIP for that. How was that, man?
Ooh, nice. What's
Joseph,
going on,
what's up,
Joe?
brother?
How we doing, dude?
Yeah, so we had a race. First of all, let's go ahead and introduce you. So Charles, you kind of joined the group chat. I don't know, like 7 months ago.
I think I was added after the Martinsville race. So I was in the group chat. First race I was in there for was the championship, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a little bit now.
It's been fantastic ever since. You always keep the group chat on edge.
Yeah, I mean, I figure someone's got to do it. So
Yeah.
Here I am.
Look at no. No.
What's up, Pip? Yeah.
No.
You got some cheese for me?
Was that I know you've had VIP before, but we've never been to Darlington VIP wise in the pits and whatnot. I imagine that was pretty insane to be there for that. So I'm a little jealous, Andrew. That's pretty sweet. Was that your first trip to Darlington?
Man, Darlington, I'll tell you what, man. I got to get back down there.
Yeah, Darlington's
Thanks for the
great.
cheese, buddy.
The schedule kind of sucks. Like for us, obviously we're doing bus renovations for the 600. I know we got a whole group coming to the 600, most of the group at least. So we're doing bus renovations. So we weren't really able to allocate time and money going towards Darlington this year for the spring race. And then of course the Labor Day race, it's right before or after Atlanta, the playoff race, which really kind of sucks because for us, we kind of have to choose one or the other and we always lock into Atlanta. So no Darlington this year for us. But maybe next year we'll try to make a trip down to the Southern 500 because that's always the race to go to if you're going to Darlington.
Yeah, I might try to make a trip down there myself in the for the Southern 500. I'm still on the fence if I'm going to make it or not. But
Have you been?
Have I been?
Yeah.
Yes, once. I went to. I was actually getting Snapchat memories of it in my phone the other day. It was a spring race 2021 down when I was very briefly working in Carolina way back when. I went to the Mother's Day race with my grandmother, my dad, drove in for the day, drove out, was there for maybe 4 hours. Could not say I truly have a real Darlington experience. I've only been there for maybe 5 hours. But if I go back, it's got to be for the Southern 500. Yeah, I agree with what you said. If you're gonna go, I feel like you got to go to that race, and I feel like a lot of the fans agree with my take. I don't know if one, it's just tough getting people to the track on Mother's Day, and half the people. I'm sure there's some moms out there that are stoked about going to a NASCAR race on Mother's Day. My grandmother was one of them. She had a great time. She thought it was awesome. But then I know there's some people that aren't interested, and the crowd on Sunday show. And I mean, it's still a decent crowd. And I'm not knocking saying it was a bad crowd, but obviously that place, there will not be an open seat, open camping site, open anything come Southern 500. I got to get down there.
Yeah. So we went to, Pool and I went to the May race last year, and campsites, they were infield wise, they were pretty full. But same thing, like grandstands, it was hit or miss. It was so. I think for the most part, I would say it was like 70% full. And it goes back to, again, Mother's Day. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like we try to get as many races in a year. Easter, I don't think we should be racing Easter. Mother's Day, I think we ought to have Mother's Day off. Now, Father's Day, I mean, we've always raced on Father's Day, so I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, if you're going to go to a Darlington race, it's always a Southern 500. We're going to have to try to put that back on our list and take the bus to that one.
I'm going to be honest. On Father's Day, I wouldn't be opposed to them taking the day off that day, because when I was a kid, I was a Dale Jr. guy, and I was in the boat every year for Father's Day up in Lake George, New York. We go on the boat. Same island, everyone would get out there, a few boats. We, do the whole picnic thing out there. Dale Jr. only won 2 races within, I don't know, when you look at I started watching in 08. He won from then to 14. Those are the only 2 races he won, and I missed both of them.
Weren't they Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan. Both.
Yeah, the first Michigan race was like a fuel mileage race, which, I mean, a win's a win. I'm not going to discount it, but it was like the only real win of the year for him. And then he went winless for who knows how many years. And then it was followed up in like 12, I think it was, in the Batman car at Michigan again.
132 races, I remember.
Yeah. As a junior fan, that's rough.
Pretty sure it was 132. If I'm wrong, someone correct me.
Yeah.
How we doing, David?
That's unacceptable, taking vacation. What are you doing? You're supposed to be here.
Happy birthday, by the way, buddy.
Yeah, happy birthday, Paul. I don't forget, I'm always 3 days older than you, so respect your elders. But yeah, so
it was your birthday a few days ago. That's right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's funny how it all worked out. Best friends, 3 days apart, like it's like it was meant to be.
It all worked out, man.
See, Pittman's right.
That's a good point, man.
Roast on Pittman. Yes, I am old. I feel it every single day. Yeah. So the race at Darlington, I didn't watch the truck race. I saw some of the highlights from it.
I watched the last 20 laps.
Yeah, I didn't even attempt to stay up for that because of all the rain and everything. Our boy Jeremy was there working the old fire crew. So
yeah, shout out Jeremy.
Yeah.
He had a kick-ass weekend from what it looked like.
Yeah, he even made it on the big stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to go check out the old 71 when it was all stuck up on the front stretch.
Normal Zane Smith. I don't know if he's finished a race this year.
That's a great. I mean, he's definitely finished a few, but what's his incident count this year? That's someone in the chat. If someone wants to be a hero tonight, go find out how many times he's been involved in an accident this year. Zane Smith.
Yeah.
Just curious. I don't know.
I personally was a little bit of a Zane fan when he started coming in, especially the truck series and whatnot. But after kind of, I don't know, meeting him once or twice with the VIP and everything, he's kind of like, I don't know, didn't act like he was too good for us, but just acted like he didn't have time. Just kind of looked at you, waved, walked on. I know the guys get busy and everything, but like both times I've seen Zane, it's like he shorter, kind of like that cold shoulder. So
weird.
Yeah, I don't
like that. Yeah, I mean, every time I've had a VIP, that's how I pick kind of my guys that I like, because I've been in there a few times. And yeah, I don't know. If I'm in the garage and you're kind of, an oddball and you're weird to people, it turns me off from rooting for you on the track. I mean, that's honestly why I've become so much of a Denny fan over the years, because I don't know if anyone watching has met Hamlin, but he's a pretty cool dude, especially if you're wearing his gear. So, I mean,
you met him down in Daytona for the 500, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, I met him down in Daytona this year. He was he's a cool dude, man. I mean, I'll tell you what. I had a few buddies that were in town, and I told them, I said, hey guys, if you go to Walmart and save my spot, to go meet Hamlin, like I'll throw you some money and you get to meet him. How we
Look
doing,
at that.
Dakota? Dig
Daddy
Jesus.
Dakota.
How we doing, buddy? But yeah,
Yeah.
and they were like, oh, we're not going. And I was like, all right, whatever. And they didn't really know nothing about, Hamlin or nothing yet. I go, I meet him, I come back to camp, and I'm telling him about it. And so my buddy goes on YouTube, he was a casual come down to Daytona this year. He goes on YouTube, looks up Denny Hamlin. He's like, you're telling me I could have met this guy? And I was like, yeah, you could have made money too, kid. No, he's all my friends, all my new friends, they're all on the Hamlin bandwagon, I guess you could say, if there is ever such thing. But
I feel like Hamlin's picked up some fans just over the last couple of years. I know his podcast has had to have helped.
Yeah. The Netflix series too, I would say.
Miss you too, buddy. Hey, 600, 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away. We'll see you there.
Yeah, less than.
Do not condone the actions of my driver. Hey, look, I picked Reddick. I was really hoping for a Reddick win, just 2 weeks in a row. What are you gonna do? As Ginger's got to stick together.
I have nothing wrong with Reddick. I have nothing wrong with what happened. To be truthful,
he owned it too.
He was racing. I mean, it just sucks. I mean, obviously he made the wrong move.
I gotta picking the old throwback, carrying that on.
How have I not noticed that? That's my shirt.
It's shrunk over the last year or so it's more like a schmedium.
I got my throwback here to March when they released this at the merchandise truck, so there's that. But
that's not the hoodie that you got with the old bet money.
Oh sure, the whole outfit is actually the
hell yeah,
the hoodie.
Hell yeah, I support it.
Thanks guys, appreciate that, by the way.
Is a heat wave shirt one of the I don't know. Or the heat wave sunglasses. Yeah, I don't know on that either. Yes, I will support any driver that goes for it. And Reddick definitely went for it. It went in over his head, but he went for it.
I have not a problem with what happened. You can look back to the whole battle with yeah.
Go in here, throwing shade.
Yeah, he's a cuck with 4 wins this year so far. He's going for the title, man.
No championships.
Yeah, this is my Corey LaJoie throwback.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, Denny's gained some fans from the podcast for sure. I will say though,
Dover, his fan base was notably bigger.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard was even during driver intros, they talked about on TV that there was more cheers than boos, which
I didn't hear a single. I heard maybe 3 or 4 people in my area kind of, booing. But it was mostly, if the people were upset, they weren't making noise because it was a lot of people cheering, drowning it out, whatever boos there were. I was very surprised. Anyone that was at the Dover race could probably back me up on that too. I know I was at the start-finish line where a lot of Hamlin fans were gathered up, so it might have been different from some certain sections. But at the start-finish line, I was looking around asking people. I was like, "Dang, it's not like," because I was at Bristol last year, the night race. So I mean, I know what it's like when it gets loud. But
you were the one that threw the cucumber.
Yeah, no, I mean, Bristol this year, I'm going to bring one.
Somebody brought the cucumber to Dover, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can't math well, it seems.
What did I do? What math did I do wrong? Oh, yeah. Oh, the 3-4. Because I didn't know whether the Clash would win. I wasn't sure. I mean,
it's a win. Hey, I think it pays points, so
there you go.
It's a win.
Oh, I wasn't sure if they were going with the over or the under. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, I think you get points for winning the All-Star race and the Clash. So, hey,
I mean, we're betting on we're doing the race pool on the All-Star this week still, right?
As far as I know, I don't.
Oh, then yeah, it counts. I mean, if money's in the line, then yeah, it counts. So, pretty sure we did a Clash pool. Pretty sure we did. So.
I don't know. I tapped out once we all started talking, or all they started talking about the changing everything up. I think you and I are the only ones that are like, fuck it, leave it alone.
Yeah, so I was at work all day, and I go on my phone, and I was like, 400 messages. They must really think that whole bracket challenge is pretty cool. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. And then I'm like, oh, all right. And I just exited right out. Yeah. So, man, who do I go for this weekend?
You mad at my
Gotta
3
think about
wins? That's
that.
all it is.
Hey, man, I'll take it.
Who will win
Who
the
do-
fan favorite?
I actually
Uh,
don't think Chase is going to win it again. I don't know.
Like most popular driver or the fan vote for the All-Star race?
I think he means most popular because if he's to talk about the 9, then
Yeah.
you would think. Yeah. To be truthful, as much as it kills me, I think Larson's got a real bit at winning the most popular this year.
You know, that I felt that way last year too. But obviously Chase pulled it out and his fan base is quite strong. If there's anybody that I feel like should give Chase a run, would be like maybe Ross or Denny. I mean, Denny,
No.
Denny, yes, I know, but Denny's like popularity for being unpopular, I feel like deserves notoriety to be a run for most popular driver. But Ross, I mean,
It's the Kyle Busch thing, though. I mean, that's why Busch never got up there. I mean, he was
yeah,
always going against Junior,
it's
too.
the
But
Toyota effect. A lot of people hate just. I think if maybe Denny was in a Chevy, they probably wouldn't hate him as much. They hate them cheating Yoders.
all the sticking Yoders.
Chase is in with his win at Texas. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
predicted that one too. You can go back and watch my show from a month ago. I made a weird case for Chase to win that race at Texas, and that was one of the only races I've gotten right this whole season. Somehow, I have no clue how I predicted that one. Not a clue.
It's weird. Like Chase was putting some good finishes together, and then I don't know what the fuck happened at Darlington this week, but they didn't have speed to
They were
begin with.
bad.
Yeah, they were bad.
They were so. I mean, I know at the end of the day, the finishing result is going to show a 12th place finish, and that's what matters. But that if
No
you
stage points.
anyone who watched today, he was a 25th place car at best.
I
The
mean,
whole day, he was horrible,
if it
terrible.
wasn't for Larson there towards the end of stage 1, he would have gone a lap down.
Yeah,
So who
he
knows how that
was
would
2
have.
laps down at one point in the final stage.
Yeah,
That's why at the end I looked up and I'm like, oh my god, Chase finished 12th,
yeah.
and it made no sense because he was 2 laps down at one point
I
during the green
thought
flag circle.
with
Circle. Sorry.
I thought with Larson even wrecking out that Chase still would have been the worst finishing Hendrick driver. How bad he ran, but yeah, it's back to Joe's question: who will win the fan favorite?
I'm
Honestly,
going Larson.
well, for most popular driver, it's going to definitely be Chase. But as far as like a fan vote for the All-Star race, I think it's probably going to be Noah.
I mean, I'm gonna hold mine because I feel like we're doing predictions at the end, right?
Yeah. We'll do
Then I'm
predictions
gonna
at the end.
I'm gonna hold my comment then because I want both because it's gonna make sense off of who I think's gonna win. So I'm gonna hold off on that. I don't want to give away any picks.
I think I might know who that might be then.
I don't think
The Carson campaigns. Yeah, look, Carson is actually doing a really good job, like getting the cameos and all the drivers be like, vote for me, but it's actually, for the All-Star race, wasn't for his class project or some bullshit like that. Like that was pretty slick.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, so Darlington, I thought it was a pretty decent race. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was just one of those normal Darlington races. After, things kind of got settled in, we kind of saw the same guys up front. Ford definitely showed some speed this week, and they've been showing speed.
Won the race.
They've been showing speed the last couple of weekends, so that's pretty. Sorry, I was trying to check that Instagram too. Yeah, it's pretty. It's a pretty good sign for Ford if you're in the Ford camp.
Yeah, and before I get into anything, just want to give a shout out. Brad Kozlowski, 110 race winless streak. Growing up as a junior guy, obviously I always somewhat liked Brad because of the GoDaddy 88 days. So, I mean, I always liked him. And I've been pulling for him hard to get this win. Finally, I mean, if you go back and watch my Talladega video of the finish, you can hear me screaming like a girl for Brad to win. I was happy for Reddick, but I mean, you can hear it in the audio. So, I mean, I'm glad he finally got the win. I'm just good for him. I mean, it's a long time coming. And yeah, things sucked with Busher, the way things ended up with him, especially 2 weeks in a row now.
2 weeks in a row.
With how things worked out at Kansas. But when you look at it, I was like, I like Busher too, but I'm like, man, I think even the 17 fans can acknowledge last year, there were some races that Brad really should have won that Busher ended up being that guy that got it. And I look back to Bristol 22 and Daytona 23 and as the two main examples.
Yep.
But, it was just fitting how, if Busher was going to go out like he did, that Brad was the one to swoop in and be the one to finally take advantage of, finally get something to go his way, because you can make an argument. But even that Talladega win from 3 years ago, he hadn't had too much luck since. I mean, he hadn't really hadn't been run too strong since the playoffs in 2020. So it's been a long time since Brad's kind of been sharp like this, and I think this win really has him driving loose the rest of the season, heading towards the playoffs. And I think we see a side of Brad that we haven't seen in a while, and I look forward to it. I hope it happens.
I think we're going to see some multiple Brad wins this year.
agree.
The monkey's off the back now. The whole thing with Chris Buescher too. Like, I like me some Chris Buescher. I was pulling for him. Whatever happened last weekend, I would have been upset if Chris won that race and beat Kyle by 1/1000th of a second. Like, I would have been perfectly fine with that. Same thing this weekend. Like, I would have loved to seen Chris win the race as a little bit of redemption for last weekend. But at the same time, there was a part of me when Chris got the lead late in that race, I was like, really hope Brad gets this. Like, I'm willing to see Brad win it over Chris. And for everything that transpired there the last 10, 15 laps of the race, and then Brad getting the win, I think there was only one person in our group chat that didn't really care for Brad winning the race. And I'm just going to say Daddy
Actually,
Pittman.
wait a minute. Yeah, I was like,
I'm just gonna say, if you don't like Brad winning the race, that's almost unpatriotic.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's better as a
Yes.
Saturday night
Darlington
race.
should always be a night race. I think that's why, like we talked at the beginning of the show, how fans don't show up to this race. I think if it was a
It
night
could
race,
help if you want to keep it Mother's Day a weekend. I mean,
yeah.
like, you could
Was
try
happy to
it.
see Brad win finally as an owner. Hell yeah, that's
The
that's not
throwbacks do look better under the lights too. I will say that.
that's not talked about enough. Is like Brad is just a handful of drivers now that has won as a driver owner.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't know the whole list off the top of my head. I think of
I
like
said it's the
Wiki.
first time in 8 years.
Yeah, Tony Stewart. Yeah, because Tony won Sonoma in 15, his
16.
retirement year.
Yeah,
15
when
or
he
16.
16. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was last year. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, if you think about it, that's been a long time since a driver owner has won. So that's a big deal. It's not been talked about enough. RFK is definitely back. It was awesome to see Jack Roush in victory lane.
Yeah, good for that, man. I was so pumped.
Yeah.
I had a weird feeling coming to 15 to go. I was like, man, these guys are gonna get together. They got way too much time, and that 45 has been the best car of the day. I was like, he's gonna get there. If I know a guy that he's gonna just drive it in balls to the wall, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. Reddick's one of those guys. I respect him, and I love watching him race. He's not necessarily one of my drivers, but I'm never going to be upset with a Reddick win. Even when
Yeah.
Brad lost Dega, I was like, oh, Tyler, Reddick won.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. But I just had a feeling that Brad was going to get up there. Something was going to happen with him. And when those guys went into 3 and just smacked the wall, I couldn't believe it. I was going crazy, man. Good for the whole organization. Good for Brad. I know even Buescher in the moment was really heated about everything. I'm sure once he settled down that night, I'm sure he's pretty content with how things played out for his teammate this week, and it's just focused towards just the 600 really. Because I know the All-Star race, he's locked. Oh yeah, he won a bunch of races last year.
Yeah, he's locked in.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I honestly feel like with Buescher's situation, he's probably still really pissed off, and
deep down, gotta
be. While he was probably really happy for Brad, that exchange that happened between him and Reddick after the race, he was talking about, I don't have that win sticker. That means so much. That means a lot. Like, you already have that to come off now 2 weeks in a row. I mean, not that he was cheated out of the win.
It almost felt scripted, but Buescher at the end on pit road. It almost felt like we were just watching, like how the camera was just right in there. Like they were just talking like face, like like both each other, like that side.
Did you see Ty Gibbs like right there at the last second, like squeeze through? He's like, "Excuse me, come through." Like, that was awesome.
I don't have one of those.
Yeah, I mean, Ty Gibbs. Speaking of Ty, second place finish.
Oh yes,
I thought he was going to sneak up there. He was closing in on Brad there towards the end of the race.
I knew he was gonna get close, but I was just like, I mean, he could get there and put the
Didn't have enough
bumper
time.
to him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't think he was gonna be able to have enough time to do anything
I don't
major
think
there.
Ty would
So
have. I don't think Ty would have done that to Brad. I mean,
you like to
so-
think not. See, we
you
haven't
yeah, you
got
would
there
think
yet
not.
where Ty's a contender, so we don't like we're a win week in, week out. Like he's a top 5, top 10 contender, but he's not a race winning contender yet until he wins a race.
Right.
So until we see what he does in these situations when he's right there coming to the final turn, I'm not going to say anything because he's done a great job this last year and a half. You could even say 2
Yeah.
years since he's been subbing in since the whole Kurt Busch incident. He's a
He's been
different
impressive.
driver in Cup versus Xfinity.
Yeah.
But just we gotta wait and see what happens when he's side by side coming to the line. I mean, we're gonna find out, man.
I think.
I like Ty.
I think I secretly like Ty too. Like I secretly pull for him.
Why
I
be
know Connor
secret,
would
though?
like to hear that. I know everybody else would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I don't know. There's something about him. Like at times I'm like, "Damn, he's so fucking fake. I can't stand it." And then other times I'm like, "He's a hell of a driver." I mean, there's no denying it. Yeah, I mean, he's got the last name, but he still has proven he can win. Maybe not in the Cup Series yet. I'd like to see, like you said, how it comes down to, if he's on a side-by-side battle with somebody coming to the win, what's he going to do? I think it depends on, who he's racing. If he's racing Brad, racing some of the elders out there, I think he's going to show a little bit more respect about it. But, if it's anybody, been in the Cup Series for the last couple of years, I don't think he gives a fuck, and he'll do what it takes. So
Yeah. I mean, the only veteran he seems to like messing with is Joey Logano. So
yeah, and I'm all okay with that.
they got into it again. I mean, I saw they had a replay of them get into it on the track. I wasn't really sure what happened there fully. Do you know?
This weekend at Darlington?
Yeah, did you not see anything? And
No, I didn't.
I could have. If I'm wrong, someone say it. Someone let me know if
Yeah.
that just
No, I
was in my
didn't.
head was a different car. But I'm pretty sure the 54 and the 22 made contact in turns 3 and 4. One of them might have been coming to pit road, but it looked like someone got brake check. Kind of. I don't know. But
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be
I was
surprised
not
at all.
focused.
Yeah. I know you rejoiced. You rejoiced in the group chat when that old 5 car spun out.
Oh, here we go. Finally, best part of the show.
Yeah, I know you loved it. I hated to see it. I hated to see the Terry car, the old Terry car, get torn up there. But look, he was going for it. He was going for the win. Bounced it off the wall. Bent a toe link with 50 laps to go or something like that. And oddly enough, it was a left rear tire that went down. So it is what it is. Denny, I know as a Denny fan, you pretty much loved seeing Kyle wreck out, and Denny finished like 4th, top 5. I know for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out with you look at it when Larson, Busher, and Reddick go now. That's how he ended up getting top 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Denny
Always
wasn't. I was surprised. Denny wasn't a
he was
player.
average. He was average all day. He was 8th place car the whole day.
Yeah.
It was weird. Yeah, but I mean, if that's the basement for him this season is to run 8th all day, then I'll take it.
Yeah, Denny is going to put together I feel like Denny's going to put together a classic season of domination when it comes to top 5s, top 10s, wins, laps led. I don't think we're ever going to see the 2021 Larson winning 10, 11 races, in a season. The car is still, there's too much parity in the car.
I think we could, but I just don't think it's going to be for a while.
Yeah, it's going to take another 5 or 6 years, I feel like. I think we're starting to see it now. We're at the 3rd year in the next gen car. We are finally seeing the top teams dominate these races. And I mean, you look at Hendrick, they've already got William with 3 wins. Larson's got 2 wins. Chase has got a win. Hamlin's got 3 wins. Bell's got a win. So we've got multiple guys from a couple organizations winning these races. Does that mean we're going to see that double-digit win season? I still don't think so. But I think I could see Denny putting 6 or 7 wins on the table this year.
So what are we at? 3 regular season? 7 sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see
8.
him. I could see 6 or 7.
I think 7, just 6 to 8. I'll go with that number.
Yeah.
It's
It's a fair assessment. I think the 5 car is going to be the exact same thing they're going to put together. I mean, they're already leading the points. They've got the most stage wins. So that's the other thing I don't think people are talking about enough is that it's very as a Larson fan, I am already saying this season is very reminiscent to the 2021 season.
It does feel like it, doesn't it, with the top players, isn't it?
It does. We don't have the amount of wins, obviously, but the playoff or the stage wins, carrying that on to the playoffs, that's going to be huge. So I look to see the 5, the 11. I don't know about the 24. They're kind of inconsistent still.
They still need to prove to me that they're on the same level as the 5. And even I would argue that Chase is knocking on the door to and almost reclaiming that second spot at Hendrick. Almost. I mean,
I'm not
he's
arguing
not. I wouldn't say yet. I wouldn't say just yet. But he's close. Like
he's close.
Is close again.
They have found something for sure.
Yeah.
Chase has found something. I think he's kind of figured out how to drive this car now. I see Chase winning 2 or 3 races this year. And yeah, I don't think he's going to be the number 2 guy at Hendrick just yet again, but I think the 3 of those guys are going to be the class.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Is Chase going to make it, into the final 4? I don't think so. I see him going to the round of 8 for sure.
My preseason predictions are looking stellar on my final 4 with one exception. My final 4 was Chase, Larson, Denny, and Bubba Wallace for some reason. I don't know why. But I mean, you never know. You never know. I mean,
Bubba's been the same way. It's like he started the season out good. We're kind of sitting here thinking, okay, Bubba's definitely gonna rack up some points, gonna carry it through the playoffs. He could potentially make it to the round of 8, maybe into
I think I like the tracks in there for him. That's why I did it. And I was like, he could sneak in. I mean, Ryan Newman made it once. Why not?
Ryan Newman almost exposed the system in the first year. I mean, that's
beautiful.
Yeah. Boy, could you imagine had that had happened?
We wouldn't be here having this talk right now. I tell you that much. We'd be talking a different story.
I don't know. That probably would have carried it through and been like, nah, it's just a fluke. No.
People don't like when I call the championship the fall race at Phoenix. People get upset. Yeah, that's the truth. I mean, I just don't. Whatever. We're not going to get into it.
Yeah. Okay, so real quickly, David and I have had this discussion before. I feel like the term champion now in NASCAR is a little watered down. If you have a championship,
yes,
yeah, it does mean something, but Final 4 appearances, I feel like, is just as important as a championship nowadays.
Yeah, no, I agree. And how many does Hamlin have? Just wondering for all the people that get on him for that title.
He's up there. I think he's probably got 5 or 6. I would think. I know Kyle Busch, Martin Truex.
I think he's only got 4. I think.
Yeah, I think Harvick was. I'm gonna try to see if I can find that because that's an interesting statistic.
Hamlin hasn't been in the Final 4 since 2021.
Yeah, you are right.
Hail Melon
and Chase
last year.
Chase was in it for like 3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah, up until last year. Yeah, 20 to 22, he was in it every year. Yeah.
Let's see, all-time championship 4 appearances.
Yeah, no, I agree with you though. I think that the championship is still, at the end of the day, it'll go down on the resume as being a big deal. But I just know everyone that I talk to. Does Ryan Blaney feel like a Cup champion to you? And most people say no. And I'm not trying to be rude to Ryan Blaney. I'm not. You know what I'm trying to say here.
Yes.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault that it's like that. It's just this format breeds possibilities like this that can.
They got hot at the right time.
Yeah. No. I mean, there's a few championships since this format started that I look at, and I'm just like, I know, like Jimmy Johnson's in 16. He wasn't all that great that year.
Yeah.
I know it was the 7th title, and it's kind of overlooked now. No one really thinks about it in the detail anymore. But that one you can look back on as just being like, was he really even close to being like a top 5 driver that year? Yeah. Same thing with Blaney last year. For the most part, we've gotten a worthy champion out of the format. So it's redeemed itself. It's saved itself in parts. Even the year Chase won, I know Harvick was really good that year. He was the third best driver that year and
Yeah.
he was up there with those guys, but a step down, like a step down, obviously. But I don't know. I would love to get I don't even know if we need the full season points again. I know that's what most people want, but I don't even know if that's what you need. I think they should have never went off the old chase format. Personally, that's my thought. I like the old 12, like even no, the 10-man chase.
Yeah.
12-man was all right, but the 10-man chase with proper point, resets,
I would agree.
that would be
I
my
think
idea.
I don't hate our current format. Could it use some tweaking?
Yes.
Personally, I feel like the championship race should be a championship round. 3 more
Yep.
races on a diverse amount of tracks. That way, whoever wins the championship out of the 4 drivers competing, they earned it. Because we go
Yeah.
to Phoenix, even if the rumors are true, and this is the last year of the championship race being at Phoenix, and we end up back at Homestead, who's it? If Kyle Larson makes the championship 4 at Homestead, who's going to win the championship? I mean, we're talking about the guy that's like worshipped at Homestead. So Reddick, if Reddick makes it, there's a couple of guys that are they are really good at certain tracks, and if you have a diverse lineup of tracks in the championship round, I think it evens the playing field. It makes the champion a little bit more worthy, in my opinion. Because, like you're saying, Ryan Blaney, not to take away from him, he earned the championship. He made it to the Final Four, and he was almost out of it at the beginning of the playoffs. So let's not overlook that. But they just got hot at the right time. What did he win? 4 races that year, 3 or 4 races that year, and won the
He
championship.
won the 600. He won the Martinsville, Talladega races, and then
He didn't even win. He didn't even win the Phoenix race. Ross won that race. That was
So did he
that was
have
the
3
first
wins
time
last
since
year or
the
4?
that was the first time since the inception of this playoff system that somebody won the championship race that wasn't a championship driver.
It was bound to happen, but
Oh, it was bound to happen for sure. But I think it just kind of shows that Blaney. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Blaney winning the championship. I still think it wasn't a fluke. It's just that nobody really saw him as a contender.
yeah. No, that's kind of my thing on it. And I want to add to your point of the championship round. So I've made a point on this for a little bit now. It's almost exactly your thing. But like I have it in detail. I can break it down quick of what that would be because I love that idea of a championship round. Here's what the playoffs would look like with this idea. So you don't even have to change much of the scheduling in the playoffs currently. You don't have to at all. What you do is you go to Darlington for the opening or whatever it is. I mean, right? I mean, yeah, next year the
Yeah.
schedule will go back and it'll be
Yeah.
Darlington again. So Daytona is the get-in race, the cutoff race. You go to Darlington for the wild card, one race. Those guys that made it in 13th or 16th that are like barely in right there,
I like that.
they don't need. Why are they getting 3 races to advance in a round when the championships race is only getting decided off of one thing? You make that race the wild card race. Go to Darlington, give it your all, go win the Southern 500 if you want to guarantee you're going playoff racing. Like you made it to the postseason now, like let's go. That's my thing. Go hope for someone to fall out and you have a phenomenal night. Second or third place with stage points. If a guy middle of the pack has a bad night, the top guys will usually be safe. The bottom guys will usually just go out. But there will be instances where that I can argue 6th through 14th in point range will all be up for grabs that wild card night. It could be with how things have played out. So I think you make that first playoff race a huge deal and makes the Southern 500 just that much more important. And then you go to the second round, wherever race sets in that round. You go to the third round, do their races. And now we're down to the final 3 races, championship round. The 3 tracks you go to all deserve championship venues. So you go to the Homestead Miami Speedway. You go back there, you give them their date, and you do this, and you can like even rotate the dates up too if you want year by year for who gets the final date to end it all. If you really want it, if they want to be
Yeah.
picky. So you have Homestead. You can keep Phoenix on there just to please NASCAR, and then you throw in my opinion, you throw in Las Vegas on there in the championship round. And then you argue you have huge venues. Las Vegas is a big venue town. The same with Miami. I know it's out in Homestead. And then Phoenix, obviously, they do everything that they've done already that they've been doing for the last 4 years. So, I mean, in my opinion, you please a bunch of cities all at one because now 3 cities are paying rights for championship. Right. 3 cities are paying for championship rights, not just
And it
one.
rotates every year.
It rotates every year, so it's fresh every year, and everyone's happy. It's finally rotating, and it makes the playing field more even. I just don't see a loss in it, except for NASCAR not wanting to get away from the idea of a Final Four. Like that's just the whole idea of why I think they won't do it, because they're too stuck on. Oh no, but it's like the end all be all Final Four, like winner take all. It's just some things that look better on paper don't actually look good in real life, and this is a great example of it.
I love that idea. I've never thought of it that way. A wild card race at Darlington.
Keep it 10 races.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, this year Daytona's not even the end of the season, the regular season, which
it makes no sense.
It makes no sense. That was the perfect date for Daytona July. What if it wasn't the July race, the July 4th race? That's the perfect date for it. Now there is no excitement or anything going into the summer race at Daytona this year. So you put Daytona back as the cutoff race, and then you have a 1 race wild card, just like you said, for the guys that are in the bottom of the standings to hopefully transfer in. One guy transfers in, and they can carry through. Do you get rid of some of the rounds and just have it to where at the end of the last 3 races, like you said, is that championship round to where you only have a certain amount of contenders that are, able to be able to compete for the championship? I like that idea. Homestead definitely needs their championship race back. Phoenix, I mean, it's from what I've seen, it's a beautiful venue. I would hate to lose that as one of the races that we go to. So yeah, keep Phoenix in there. But do you get kind of creative with it? We still have to talk about we can't go to certain tracks because of weather. So do you throw Atlanta in there? Is Atlanta going to be a super speedway? I feel like if you want to test drivers' ability, you're going to have to throw some tracks in there that are going to be a challenging race that challenges you in different aptitudes. Whether
I
it's
don't hate it because, all right, I don't hate it as long as Atlanta doesn't become the final race of the championship round.
No, it shouldn't be.
Actually, it should be the first race of the championship round. Actually, I like that.
Yeah, I like the idea of Atlanta being that.
I don't hate it. I mean, it wouldn't be my pick, but I don't hate it. I could make an argument as to why that would be.
I mean, if you really wanted to test, a driver's skill and ability for a championship, if you had a championship round, you need one of each. You need 4 races in it. You need a short track, an intermediate 1.5 miles, a road course, and a super speedway. That's how you get it. I know we have that in the
but that would require
the
Scarlet Roval.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I don't want that.
You have to think of where it's going to be weather dependent. I mean, what road course do we have? Do we find somewhere new to go? Do you go to Coda because it's in Texas? It's not cold. I mean, you could.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. It probably wouldn't work. I don't think it would. Isn't the U.S. Grand Prix too similar in time? Isn't that in the fall? I mean, that's why I'm asking you. I don't know.
Get Rob in here. He'll know.
Hey, Rob. Racetrack Rob. When's the F1 race?
Did Max I wanted to catch up on a comment here real quickly. Ronald wants to know what day y'all are getting to Charlotte this year. He'll be going either Wednesday or Thursday morning. We will be there. Fascar boys will be there on Friday, probably by lunch, noonish, somewhere around there. I know you're going. When do you plan on getting in?
Ooh, man, I plan on hitting the road, I think, Wednesday morning. So we'll see. I could be there for Wednesday night, or I could roll in Friday morning. I could stop into Raleigh the night before I get to Charlotte. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm really undecided. So
Yeah.
I'm waiting on more plans to get thrown out, and I'm gonna see like if I should be getting there urgent, quick, like if I should get down to the track, or if I have time to burn before I get there Friday morning. Because I think Friday I'd probably be good. Be
Yeah.
there.
So I know that I love the 600 weekend just because of all the action that's on the track. We have full practices and stuff like that. So Friday we have ARCA and trucks. I could give two shits about ARCA, but trucks will be that night. That's always going to be a good race. So yeah, I would definitely plan on being there at some point Friday. Maybe you can crash with Dalton.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. One of the nights, so
Yeah.
should be a good time.
Yeah, that would be sick. If we didn't have the bus, maybe we could get a trip and go, get up there.
Yeah, go do a whole party.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I could convoy y'all up there. I mean, y'all wouldn't want to leave the bus alone, probably.
I mean, it is what it is. We lock it. It's no big deal. I mean, we've got the podcast, the live podcast that we're doing at the Citrus Safe Zone. It's like where the Camping World dealership is. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that Friday, I believe. So I mean, the bus will be in the infield, but we're doing it over at like the fan zone over there. So, yeah, we'll have to leave the bus.
Oh, good point. Good point.
I will remind us. Shoot us a message on our Instagram, Ronald, so you remind us what sites we'll be in, because we'll be over in turn 3. I don't remember the exact site number, but we'll be over in turn 3, like right at the entrance of turn 3.
It's gonna be badass, man. I can't wait to be up on that bus again. I know
I
it's gonna
can't
be so much
wait.
fun.
I love the
Summertime
600
too. Oh man.
Yeah, I love the 600. It's my favorite race of the year.
I went last year for the first time. I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's a good race.
Before we go to the 600, though, we got to talk about All-Star race coming up this weekend, North Wilkesboro. I don't know how to feel about it. We've got a repave. I don't know, we got, different sets of tires that you can use, like the option tires. Just a lot of different things that are happening this weekend. Obviously, Kevin Harvick's going to be driving the 5 car during practice and qualifying potentially. So yeah, I don't know what to think this weekend. We got
Isn't it a guarantee he's driving it Friday?
Yeah, he's definitely driving it. Yeah.
And there's a chance there's not a chance he'll end up racing the actual All-Star race though, right?
No, because Indy 500 qualifying is at that same time. So yeah, there's no chance that Harvick will race the actual All-Star race. It's just practicing. So
okay, and I had a question for you. Who is the driver for Larson until he gets to Charlotte? If for some reason he doesn't make it in time, my guess was Allgaier, but
that's a good question that I really don't know. Maybe Allgaier.
Harvick's gonna be in the booth.
Yeah, I really don't know. I guess I don't know if anybody's even talked about that, because I don't think.
Like, let's say he wins and he gets stuck there for a little bit, or like just anything else,
Oh, you're talking about for the 600?
Yeah, for the Indy. Let's say something happens at Indy and they don't. He's like 2 hours late. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good question, because that throws a lot of wrenches in, because if somebody starts the 600 and then Kyle gets there like an hour late and then gets in the car to finish the race,
which he will do. There's no way he wouldn't.
Yeah, Kyle doesn't get points at all. So
no, he doesn't. None.
Yeah, because whoever starts the car is tallied with the result. That's the same thing happened to Eric Almirola in that Busch race when Denny, I forget, was it Milwaukee Mile or something like that? Almirola started the Joe Gibbs Busch car, and then Denny came in like 50 laps late. And he didn't want to race it. Almirola wanted to stay in, but they pulled Almirola because the sponsorship wanted Denny to drive the car or whatever. Denny won the race, and Almirola was credited with the win.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works. What happens if Kyle wins the Indy 500? There's all the press and all that stuff. Like, how do you manage that?
Yeah, no, that's what I've been wondering. I mean, if he wins, does he just they're like, all right, get out, like do a Polish victory lap and go park the car in victory lane and take a picture with the trophy. Now get on the thing, like get out. Or does he even skip that part? Does he skip getting the trophy, like kissing the bricks? Like what does it's just I don't know, because as much as I don't like the guy, there is a chance that he like this car is good at
is.
Indy.
It's not like a field filling car. It is like a McLaren, like true legit. Like as far as I know, it would be like jumping in a Hendrick car for the Indy 500.
And
Or
Marsden can just get in
car.
something and learn it. He's been doing it. He's been out in the atmosphere for a little bit now, testing and stuff. I think, didn't he look good in practice up there?
Yeah, he ran like the second fastest lap in practice, and it was he was a rookie, but he was racing with veterans. Now, granted, it was a lap that was run off of the draft, so he had a draft on it. But still, like to be able to do that, it is what it is. So yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend is going to be interesting with the Indy 500, Coke 600, the whole Larson situation.
I'm excited to get to watch that race with you, the Indy 500. Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too. We always we didn't get to do it last year because all the rain and everything, but I know my picture's frozen, by the way. But yeah, so the last couple of years we always set the TV up outside underneath the bus and watched it there. Hung out with some of the other the neighbors and everything. It was I can't wait. The 600 weekend's a vibe.
Yeah, me and you had the same exact 600 day last year, except we didn't know each other last year at 600. You were in the infield watching it with people during the rain. I was in the outside of turn 4 with a bunch of random people watching the Indy 500 on a TV screen that I became friends with that weekend. So I feel like we were all in Charlotte that weekend, miserable, 50-degree, wet, cold. We were just watching that race. That was a good race last year.
It was so bad. I really hope. I know for a fact racing gods are going to make it up to us this year. We're not going to have any weather issues. So
better be nice.
Yeah. I remember watching your vlog from that one. So
cold.
Yeah, it was cold. It was definitely cold.
It was fun. Yeah,
let's jump into some Wilkesboro picks real quickly for the All-Star race. We have a special format. You kind of alluded to it that you wanted to hold off on your picks there. So
let's do it.
Let's do it. We got an All-Star Open. You gotta if you're not locked in, you have to win the Open or some of the rounds or whatever. I'm not fully. I don't know. They change it every single year, but I think 2 or 3 guys get in plus a fan vote. So sounds like you might have a winner in the Open that may win the All-Star race itself.
It's not. Yeah, no, it is 2. It is 2 guys. I forgot. Or is it 3? Can someone who's watching? Please tell us 2 or 3.
I think
people will advance.
I think it's 3. I think it might be 4. I think there's either 2 or 3 segments that the winner of each segment transfers in, and then you have a fan vote.
Yeah, so it is 4. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll do it like that then. That's how we'll do our prediction. Yeah. We'll do that, then fan vote, and then just overall race. Cool. Oh, should we predict the pit crew challenge too?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Good.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. All right, so for pit crew challenge,
who won last year?
Ty Gibbs.
He did. Yeah, that's right. He did.
But that crew then got swapped to Christopher Bell.
Oh, that is true. That is true. So, I'm gonna go Denny Hamlin. So
damn it, you motherfucker! I was gonna pick him. Yeah, I was gonna pick Denny. I'll go with somebody else.
They've been good though. They've been so good this year.
I think it's gonna be. I'll go with the 24 Byron crew. They've been
not bad.
Yeah, they've been lights out this year too.
Sure, you don't want to pick a 2311 pit crew?
No, I'm good on that.
All right, man.
Fuck, they'll probably win it.
that would be so funny.
Yeah.
All right, so it's open now. Segment 1. You shoot first.
Oh shit! Well, let me pull.
Oh yeah, pull up the entry list. I'm probably not even refreshed on who's in it right now.
Yeah, because I don't. Drivers eligible. Let's go. Open entry list. All right, so Cindric, Dillon, Josh Berry, Corey LaJoy, Gregson, Briscoe, Gralla, Harrison Burton, Bubba Wallace, Hemrick, Gilliland, Priest, John Hunter, Eric Jones, Alex Bowman, really?
Is he really?
Yeah.
What a bum.
What a bum. Justin Haley,
Wait,
Ty
Bubba's in there
Gibbs.
too, right?
Huh? Who?
Bubba is, right? He's in the
Yeah.
open, right? Yeah, that's great. There's some big hitters in there this year.
Yeah, there are. Ty Gibbs, Timmy Hill, Zane Smith, and Hosevar. All right, so
There's only
segment
4
one.
spots. Oh, that's really interesting.
Segment one, I'm going with Ty Gibbs right off the bat.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
So we have a match on that one.
Yeah. Segment two, I could see Bowman. I think they're gonna do whatever they can to get their 4th car in. So I see Bowman winning one of the segments and transferring in.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna pick him just because you did. I'll go Bubba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bubba was gonna be my 3rd pick for the 3rd segment.
Finished
So
top 5 there last year.
yeah. I don't see there's any way that Ty Gibbs, Bowman, and Bubba don't make it in, to be honest, which puts you down to a fan vote.
Well, here's the thing that pretty sure that's decided by the Picker Challenge decides the lineup for the Open. So I mean, 2311 better have a good pit crew that day for Bubba to have a good. If he starts in the back, he's not winning anything. I mean,
that's true.
I'll say that, but
Yeah.
we'll go Bubba. I have some faith in him this weekend. Maybe the pit crew doesn't suck and let him down. I'll go
Yeah.
Bubba.
I like it. So Gibbs, Bubba, and Bowman, I feel like we can kind of draw them. So who's your fan vote?
So we're all going Gibbs. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna go him 3rd. All right. Noah Gragson now.
Yeah.
Because so here was the thing. I had Noah Gragson. I had him originally winning a segment until I realized that Bowman and Bubba were in the Open.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, never mind. Because originally I was gonna throw Josh Berry in there. But then I saw
Josh could be a real sleeper. I mean, short track, he's run North Wilkesboro in the Cars Tour a couple times. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't sleep on Josh. Rodney Childers.
it'll be good.
Yeah. We could have some serious upsets, like some big names not in the All-Star race.
It does happen every year, and that's why I feel a little nervous that I played it so safe.
Yeah.
So I guess actually, yeah, let's do this. Let's do an underdog that might surprise. I'm gonna go with Josh Berry as mine.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Underdog. I could trying to look at the list here. I don't want to take Josh since you got him because that's a solid pick.
Won a segment last year in 48.
I'm gonna go with Briscoe.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, I think Chase Briscoe could probably get it done.
All right, so All-Star race. Man, I wish I was going. I had tickets to go, and I just got rid of them because I wasn't going to be able to do Wilkesboro and Charlotte back to back. I was hoping, even up till like a few weeks ago, I was going to be able to pull it off. I just can't do it.
It's the same with us. We'd have to sacrifice going to the 600 if we want to do the All-Star race, and I'm not sacrificing the 600.
No, that's what I told myself too. I was like, I could do Wilkesboro. It'd just be a really bad idea. And so I didn't do it. But I went last year to the first race in 27 years. North Wilkesboro, I know people that are listening, watching, however you view the Fascar Pit Stop podcast. It is a terrible, terrible show on TV. I get it. I'm not really looking forward to the on-track product, but it's just such a cool event I will be watching. Here's what I will say. Going to that race last year, even still there, it was pretty boring from the seats.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody gave a shit because walking into that building Friday for the first practice session, because I had the all weekend parking pass and the tickets. Like I got my tickets up somewhere, like the physical copy tickets from the people that get them. My buddy's a season ticket holder for them, so just getting there, man. Wilkesboro is one of the coolest places you can go see a race. I know our buddy Matt's going for the week races leading up to the weekend, right? Yeah, so he's gonna have an awesome. I mean, he did it last year too, so I mean he knows, but he's gonna have an awesome time. That will be the best racing of the week at Wilkesboro. So we'll have to hear how that all goes for him. But just being there at the venue, it's unlike anything else. It's like walking in the Wrigley Field. it's like walking in the Fenway. It's like walking in one of
surreal.
those old class. It was surreal last year. I couldn't believe walking around just thinking, man, like this place is
Especially
back.
with that old pavement too. Like
Yeah,
I
it was
feel like
still
I
all
probably would
beat
feel a
up.
little bit different this year, but even for anybody, like I'd still love to go to Wilkesboro. It's just
Yeah.
the schedule doesn't work out for us.
If I was in the area, I'd just go in for the day, but
Yeah.
I can't make it happen this year. So yeah, but also I wanted to say is, just the people last year, I don't know if the vibe will be like the same thing last year, but it was 20,000 happy people that couldn't believe where they were at the moment. So
Yeah.
I mean, I would think it's still gonna be something like that. For all the people going for the first time that did not go last year, just have a good time. Don't worry about the racing. The racing is just some cool to look at while you're, drinking with your friends.
Soak it in,
So,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Great.
that's what I'll say. But all right, cup picks for the All-Star race. Who do you got, buddy?
Oh boy, this one's gonna be tough because there's some good names in here. I honestly think it might be somebody like William Byron.
Yeah.
Just
I don't hate that pick, man.
Williams
I haven't
Williams
even
kind of
thought about this actually. I haven't thought about my All-Star pick.
yeah. I haven't really either. I don't really want to pick the 5 or the 11. I don't want to pick the 5 because he's jumping in with no practice or anything. The 11, I think he'll be a contender. But it's something about the 24. Like, they're hit or miss sometimes, and then when they hit, they win some big races. They won the
Yeah.
500 this year, so I could see him knocking off another crown jewel race.
Oh man, I didn't even think about my pick. I was like thinking so hard about my open pick. I didn't even think about who I think is gonna win the whole thing. Oh man. I'm not gonna come on the fast car pit stop and not pick Denny Hamlin. So let's lock it in, baby. Denny Hamlin
Lock it
wins
in.
North
I like it.
Wilkesboro. Let's do it.
I like it.
Let's
You
do it.
kind of have to.
Yeah.
You kind of have to.
Let's go, baby. All
I
in,
mean,
baby.
he definitely won the Clash. He could win another one.
That's
Win
my
the-
take. Is he's won every short track race this year. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, that's
That
why
is
I was
true.
thinking it. But Larson very well could
Well-
show up and just kick ass again. I mean, like last year he
Yeah.
dominated, man.
Yeah.
He was
They
the only
could
car
have
that
that.
could pass, and he started from in last, came all the way up to first.
Yeah,
So
that is true. I didn't want to pick him just because missing practice and everything. I feel like that's still a pretty big deal. But look, if there's anybody that can jump in a car and just go fast, love him, hate him, whatever. You have to respect that he can do it. So he may be able to do it. Go back to back, win his 4th All-Star race.
yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But what was I gonna say? The race pool. The race pool. Is it a crown jewel? Are we doing crown jewel money this week?
That I don't know. There was talks
should.
about it. I don't know.
Make it 2 weeks in a row.
True.
Possible rollover to
David-
another crown jewel. Think about it.
David
I like
Poole
the pair of
said,
rollovers.
Poole said no rollover. So whoever finishes the highest wins.
Oh, so there's a guaranteed winner then.
Yeah, for the All-Star.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I don't hate it.
No, I don't hate it. That's
Yeah.
fine. It's a good, if we're not doing crown jewel price, it's a good alternative. At least someone wins.
Yeah.
Make it fun. Make the All-Star race fun. So that it's not too serious. You know what I mean?
True.
That's cool. I like it.
All right, man. Well, we've hit an hour here.
Dang.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, right?
Absolutely, buddy. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a pleasure being on the show, man. Thank you so much for having me on here. Hope David had a good birthday on the beach, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Can have you back anytime. Tell everybody that is still with us and that will maybe watch this in the future how they can find you. What's your socials and everything?
All right, so on Instagram and YouTube, it's at Uncle Chuck Racing. We do the Darth Download podcast. Oh my god, I butchered that so bad. We do the Darth Download podcast every Thursday night around 9:00. We have it up there. We don't do it live. We're gonna hope to get to doing it live very soon. I mean, this is way too much fun to not look
Yeah.
into that myself. So,
Yeah.
been doing that for a few months now. So, if you want to give that a look, we'll have that up. Try to have it up by Thursday, Friday every week. Instagram, yeah, so Instagram, same handle. TikTok and Twitter. Sorry, X. That is Uncle Chuck Racing without the G on the end. So pretty simple handles to find me at. And yeah, guess that's it. I don't think there's anything else I do things on. If I do, I'll comment. So thank you, buddy.
Well, yeah, everybody give him a follow. Charles is a great guy. Yeah. He's got some great content. I know every race he goes to, he puts together a vlog and everything. They're really fun to watch. The Talladega one was killer, man. I loved watching it. The Atlanta one was killer too. Got me so. I went back and watched the Atlanta one a couple weeks ago because I was like, I cannot wait to be back. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, making those vlogs is one of the most fun parts about going to the trip, because I just show up and I have the phone ready to go. I make it clear to everyone that's around. I go, hey, listen, I'm good at editing this stuff all up. Just do what you want to do. Have a good time. It's going to be nothing you don't want on there. It's just going to be everyone having a good time partying, and nothing weird, nothing making you, look goofy online. It's just,
you need to
do a good job with it. It's fun.
You need to give Paul some pointers on it, because last year at Atlanta, the spring race at Atlanta, he tried doing some of the vlogging and everything. And I don't know. I think it was a little bit too much for him. So
the whole thing is you don't do anything. Just do nothing. Like don't do anything. Just be what you would be doing if there wasn't a camera there. If nothing's like, I cut most of it. So
yeah,
it's like, I just sometimes, I gotta move it around, cut some people. Some people go, oh, I mean, I get it, but I have a good time doing it. I mean, it's just throughout the weekend. I don't look back on a single clip till I get home from the trip, and then I get home and I go, oh boy, this is fun. And then it just comes.
I remember that. Now that I'm sober, I remember that.
Yeah. So the Talladega, Saturday night Talladega, I did not remember 2 hours of content. I was totally just
had a nice wake up call when you went back and watched it, huh?
Yes, yeah, that was I remember waking up in the Sweetwater costume down there in the town.
Dude, I love some of them clips that were sent around the group chat with you in the Sweetwater costume. I fucking lost it.
And it still breaks my heart, man, that you couldn't make it, man.
I know.
I almost shed a tear when 100%. I heard.
Next year, 100%, I'll be there.
Now we look forward to it, man. Yeah, the Dega Creek camp. I'm already counting down the days. I think we're at like 330 something, 340 something. I don't know. It's coming up, man. You gotta start planning.
Yeah, Dega Jesus is already counting down. I know he is.
That's right.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody watching. Give us a follow if you haven't already. Don't forget, we got Kanga Coolers on board, so use our code FASTCAR10 to get 10% off of Kanga Cooler. They got an awesome cooler you slide a 6-pack of beer into, and it keeps it cool. You don't have to take it out of the box or anything. So
maybe I'll get
check
one
them out. Subscribe to them for sure. Subscribe to us, and we appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time.
Everyone subscribe to Fast Car Living right now if you ain't already. That's my plug for you. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, man. Take care.
Yep.